Hey, welcome to Tellis. Like, it is a show where we get to learn about the person behind the personality and, of course, understand a little deeper about their pursuit of happiness. She is unstoppable. Not because she doesn't have challenges, doesn't have adversities, but because, in spite of all of that, she moves on and on and on. Truly inspirational. And as we chat with her, we will understand the gravity of some of the challenges that she has faced and indeed overcome. I speak of a friend, I speak of a truly inspirational person, Anchal Sharma. Anchal, thank you very much for joining us today. Truly is a privilege.
Thank you, Brian, for giving me this opportunity actually. And it's always, it's always good to connect with the beautiful soul like you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I'll hold on to that. I will hold on to that. Anchal, great stories to tell. Some of them inspirational, most of them inspirational, some of them difficult to digest. And I'd like you to take us through the early part of your journey, your childhood, your family life, your growing up years, and of course, in context, the challenges you faced.
Right. So, Brian's story is very huge, but I'll try to cut it short. So, I come from a background, where normally girls get married at the age of 16 or 17 and, a daughter of auto rickshaw driver. And we used to stay in a 8x8 ka room and a family of 6 members and, physically abused in childhood, then drop out from school when I was in 8th grade only, and then going through a bad marriage. And there are lots of other events, when I remember when I was just 21, I fought for my sister's murder case also, and then a bad marriage, and house got demolished, cancer. There are so many events like this actually.
You said physically abused at home.
So physically abused, when I said, I was physically abused by my nana side, one of my uncle from my mother side, and one or two of my uncle from my parents' father side actually abused me. And they tried to get into my clothes so many times, and you won't believe that scared me to the level where it's become a lifetime threat for me. So I hardly sleep for 2 to 3 hours because I have always this thing in my mind, that somebody will come and they do something wrong with me, and if I'm sleeping at that time. So that's what I face during the childhood. When we are taking shower, there many times people are watching through the outside the door. So no matter whatever I'm doing, I have this fear everywhere. If I do anything, even clean my house, I should wear something which is top to my neck. So that kind of a fear actually I deal with it and the events.
You still deal with that, Anchal?
Yes, somehow it become a pattern of my lifestyle. So I still have I don't sleep actually soundful nights, and hota hai wo sab abhi bhi hota hai.
Wow.
If somebody do something, I can actually, Brian, trust me, still if somebody cross me, I can tell immediately that somebody passed by. That fear is that deep,
much, huh?
Yeah, it's that deep inside.
You also mentioned your life with your siblings, your sister and your 2 brothers, and you mentioned about your sister.
Yes.
And her marriage. You want to tell us a little bit about that? You're growing up with her and her consequences.
Yes, actually, we are, I'm telling you, she was very close to me, and when she got murdered in 2006, so her husband only killed her, and she was not just alone. She was carrying a 3-month child also. And it was a love marriage, and, we come from a background where love marriage is not allowed. It's like you are doing some crime. And somehow my father and, I'm able to convince my family. And jitne bhi rituals the, pure ritual ke hisab se मैंने उसकी शादी कराई, because they are Punjabis. So Punjabis have lots of, culture of giving and giving gifts and all that thing. after that, 6 months only after marriage, he killed her, threw her body, and he tried to pretend that she was kidnapped, raped, and then somebody killed. But he was the one behind. And how we get to know, because everything he mentioned in FIR and when he's roaming around with us, everything recovered from his own locker, actually. Mobile, her jewelry, her other stuff which he written in the FIR. So this is how we get to know that he killed her.
Oh, wow.
I fought against my family because my father and everybody have this thing in mind, whatever she has done, usko uska, होता है ना हमारे में जिसने जो किया उसके साथ वैसा ही होना था type thing. I was like, no, she's my sister. It's okay अगर आप give up कर रहे हो तो, but I will fight for her. Somehow I managed to, he has a life imprisonment now. It's been
he
14
does.
years. And God is very kind, and I'm able to give her a justice. And now still I'm fighting for a Phansi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. It must have been crazy to see this or feel this happen around you.
Yes.
And you also mentioned that you dropped out of school.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and why you had to do that.
So, as I told you, my father in such a profession where mostly people are addicted to alcohol and they are into, playing gambles and all that thing. So, my father used to drink a lot and he used to beat my mother. And because of that, trust me, it's like always, every day we are living in a fear where it's like, अभी पता नहीं नेक्स्ट मोमेंट क्या होने वाला है, पता नहीं कब फादर मम्मी को अब्यूज करना शुरू करेंगे या फिर उनको मारना शुरू करेंगे. So one day I remember my father and mother are having argue and my father just threw a hot cup of tea on my mother and she fell. After that she got a cut on her forehead and she was bleeding. That day actually a day for me to decide that I have to work. मुझे अब बस बहुत हुआ. We will not tolerate this because, my mother is someone who's a god for me. And she is a person who taught me all the good things. And she's tolerating everything for us only, so that she can provide us 2 times of food. And when he actually pushed him, I remember, Brian, she fell on the tree. And because we used to have a small 8x8 ka room and all that. So we have a tree in middle of the house. And my mother actually cried and still she's saying, I will not leave this house. That day we thought, now it's enough. And we told our father, enough is enough. It's okay if you want to feed us. It's okay if you want to leave us. We will take care of the family. So me and my brother both took a decision to, not go school further.
And start working to earn a living.
And start working. I start working as a receptionist. And my brother start working in one of the garage as a mechanic. Actually, start learning there. Yes.
Wow, I'm already reeling from all of these stories. I read something about the house. I'm jumping the gun a bit about the house that you built, and unfortunately,
yes.
What happened. Tell us a little bit about that.
So my life is full of event actually, and sometimes it made me laugh so much. So yes, after my sister got murdered and I fought for her, after immediate that, I think after 6-7 months only, my family have a pressure to marry me because whatever past recently happened with my sister, who will going to marry me, especially in our caste. So my mama ji is somehow able to find someone for me who's a handicapped guy. I don't mind. He don't have one palm actually. So why I didn't say no, reason again, my mother, because I can't see her crying. She have done a lot for us. So I said yes. And I have a different image for that kind of a person, who are special and handicapped people. I have a different image for them in terms of that they are more grounded, maybe they will be more humble, But there it's totally opposite. So they actually torture me, and it was a domestic violence happen. And then somehow sorry, I'm just taking through this because this has happened before the house thing, right? And they actually beat me to the level where I get fainted out, and I was also bleeding. And that day I decide, and I have a habit to talk to myself whenever something happened. Now I was like, what I can do to save myself, and what is that one thing which can actually save me. So I refused. I refused to live like my mother. I refused to die like my sister. And I was talking to myself, Anchal, you are taking care of everyone. Can't you take care of yourself? So I came back home and filed a divorce. I got free. After that, the house thing come now. So I was start working normal, and life become normal again. And after that, I decide to buy a piece of land for my family, because I always have a dream from my childhood, Anchal, मेरी फैमिली के पास भी एक 1 BHK अपार्टमेंट होना चाहिए, और वी ऑल्सो लिव अ गुड लाइफ, एंड हमारे घर में भी सोफा होगा क्या, टीवी होगा, टाइप ऑफ अ थिंग. सो yes, somehow I'm able to manage to purchase that 100 square yard land, and I start making my house. And when house is at the stage of finishing, that time it got demolished.
It got demolished.
It got reason because someone complained for some others person house, and उसी के चक्कर में हमारा घर भी उसी के उसमें आ गया था, रडार में. So it got demolished and it got sealed also.
Your challenges never stopped.
Never stopped. I believe God is giving me challenge to fight with them.
And to become a stronger
person.
Speaking of challenges that never stop, Anchal,
Yeah.
I'm going to move on to the large part of your story, which is your relationship with cancer.
Yeah.
It's inspirational on the one side. It's crazy on the other side. Tell us about it.
So I was diagnosed with advanced stage of breast cancer in 2017. And that is also when my, my family is preparing for my brother's wedding. Just 10-15 days before, I got to know that I had a cancer. And I can't tell my family. Brand, trust me, it's very difficult to hold something like that.
I'm very, very sure.
And,
My gosh.
it's like, I can't tell anyone because I don't want to spoil or ruin that event. And I was going for my tests and for the biopsy, for ultrasounds and other tests which are required at that time. And at the same time, I'm participating in all the ceremonies and events. So, yeah, that's how I get to know that I had a cancer.
That you had cancer.
So,
and have heard stories. I mean, you fought the cancer is one thing. You are now cancer free, aren't you?
I'm on a post medication actually. I
Okay.
can't say that I'm cancer free, but soon I will be.
Again, here comes the positivity, and we love you for it, Anchal.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you dealt with that whole journey. I mean, I know for a fact that the cancer didn't stop you from, let's say, physical training and things like that. Take us through your journey with cancer, which continues, like you rightly said. But tell us a little bit more about your life.
Brian, cancer actually become a blessing for me. I always say people on the other side when they believe that cancer is a cause. But I believe opposite, because cancer actually gave me a lot. And when I diagnosed with cancer, trust me, I was not living a very happy life. I was a machine at that time, and I'm just working out and going gymming, doing my job and taking care of my family. So Anchal was missing at that moment. So when I was diagnosed with cancer, I thought, I don't know how much life is left. And I have to live this life fullest because I don't know how much time I have. And I start my treatment. I did my treatment all alone, and my doctors called me Chudail. And I remember I used to go to gym because I don't want to give up on my workout. And I used to, because I was not allowed to do upper body part, but I'm always, I'm always focusing on lower body part at that particular 1 year. And I used to do hip thrust and rest of the workout, doing walk, running, whatever I can do at that moment. So yes, cancer actually, it's not a curse, it's a disease. So people, I don't know why people stop living their life. I was working at that time, I was doing my gymming, I start something else, and I become the most happy and positive person.
I can remember meeting you in Delhi. I'm going to get a little personal about this. And we had a 5-minute chat,
Yeah.
in the lobby of, I think it was the Pullman Hotel.
Pullman.
Yeah. And in that conversation of 5 minutes, I must tell you that you, just with how you said it, not even what you said, you left an indelible impression upon me. And when I say that, I mean your sheer positive energy, your ability to look at the positives rather than the negatives, your ability to rise above both physically and mentally, over challenges that you were facing. Is there a DNA to that thought? Is there something that made you the kind of person you are and were?
Brian, honestly, if I tell you whatever events I have in my past, they become my inspiration. So I have a habit to embrace my pain. Honestly, whenever some challenge come in my life, I always look for the solution, not focusing on the problem, because problem is any which ways is there in my life. Why would I focus and increase that pain? So I always, focus on solution, and I always try to see a positive part out of that. So that's come, yes, it also come from my mother. So it is in my DNA, of course.
Oh, man. I don't know what else to say. Wow.
Yeah.
Lots to learn from you. And one of the things that I really want all of us to learn from you is it didn't just stop there. What you did or continue to do is to take all of that inspiration, to take all of that pain, to take all of those challenges. Overcoming it is one thing. You've started to build a whole universe around you that connects with the world around you, that helps people around you. Meals of happiness is one such thing. But talk to us now about going forward, having faced and continuing to face the hurdles, challenges, whatever you wish to call it, and the journey in actually looking forward and actually creating a universe, like I said, that will reach out and help other people. Tell us about that.
So, when you don't have option or you don't know about the future, right? And I'm a person who don't even think about the future. My life is all about brand just for the 24 hours. And I think about that only. So, it's not something that I'm not the person who can help, of course, the whole world, but I can do something to help few people. And that when I have, so my own journey actually become an inspiration for me. It's coming from my own struggle of cancer. And it's coming from, what I witnessed around me when people are dealing with the cancer. I have witnessed lots of people who die and lose their life because of the cancer. We always have a choice. Either you have a fear of losing, or you have a fear of, that confidence of winning. So I choose my letter out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's always motivates me. And I have witnessed lots of things when going through a cancer. That's why I create a Can Heal actually. So Can Heal is something which is there to give lots of hope and, that make them believe that cancer is not a death sentence. It's a disease. And that's how, I'm trying to gather everyone and trying to, create a place because there is no such place offline or online before this where cancer community can go and they find things which can make their journey easy during the cancer. So there Can Heal comes and...
Give us a few examples of Can Heal. How you run it. Is it a place where people meet, physical place? What are the programs that you run in Can Heal?
Okay. So, Brian, what we do in Can Heal, we created with the help of doctors. So, doctors also come and conduct session there, share lots of important information there. And as I said, there is no such platform before this where people can, especially cancer community, can go and buy or purchase product which are needful for the cancer treatment. So I have this idea that why can't I create some place where people get something which can helpful during the cancer, during the chemo, during the radiation, and something which called healthy. Because trust me, post cancer also and during the cancer, our life completely changed. We want to do everything which is more healthy, right? And there is, if I say, बहुत कम ऐसे ऑप्शंस होते हैं ब्रांड जहाँ पे कुछ भी इस तरीके का मिलता है. पीपल कमिट, बट स्टिल इफ यू गो बिग, माय रिसर्च शोज दैट cream which they claiming it's chemical free, trust me, when you do a research you'll find that how many cancer causing elements are there, so idea is this, to make their journey easy, and we provide skin care, we provide chemo special clothes, radiation special clothes, bandanas, and healthy snacks, chemical free products, skincare products. And also we are creating a community, Can Heal community, which plays a very important role here, because in India we say we have a lots of cancer supporting groups, but when I go and see those groups, trust me, if somebody wants to open their heart, some will definitely jump in, and he was like, आप यहाँ पे ये नहीं बोल सकते हैं, आप यहाँ पे वो नहीं कर सकते हैं, type वाला thing. Then I thought, why we are saying that supporting group? Supporting group means you don't judge anyone. You just let them speak, They just need someone because, they cannot share something with the doctor because they thought doctor is doing a business. Family member, they thought how this person can connect with my pain because he haven't been through or she haven't been through the same. So when cancer survivor come forward and speak to them, it play a very important role to convince them and show them that hope. So we are creating a group where people can come and talk about it, and they can actually have a physical activity also, like dance, yoga, meditation, and it is.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that you're looking at growing this because it's pretty obvious the world needs this. And I hope, I really, from my heart, hope that people are supporting you in this effort of Can Heal. I love the name. I mean, and speaking of loving the name, Meals of Happiness.
Yeah.
Again, another name that resonates and puts a smile on, I'm sure, very many people's faces and hearts, including mine. Tell us a little bit about Meals of Happiness and, the journey that it has taken you through, the good it has done. And don't hold back. Let us know, the good that you're doing.
Okay. So Meals of Happiness is a blessing for me again. As I told you, that cancer came as a blessing in my life. Everything is just after cancer actually. So I remember just diagnosed after a week, meeting my friend. I was going back to home, and एक सिग्नल पे मेरी गाड़ी रुकी, and उस सिग्नल पे गाड़ी रुकती है, 3 बच्चे आते हैं, and they're asking for money, which I refused completely. And I was like, मेरे पास कुछ खाने के लिए नहीं है, मैं क्या दूं अब तुम लोगों को? So they are like, दीदी सामने ढाबा है. I was like, okay. तो हम वहाँ ढाबे पे गए, and ढाबे पे we asked for a food, and this guy refused. He said, I don't know what the reason, but he said, we don't have anything. So I was like, अब कहाँ से क्या दिलाऊं तुम्हें, type वाला thing. So they said, दीदी हमारे पास बहुत सारी जगह है. So they took me from that restaurant to another food counter, and we supposed to pack there 2 packet of chow mains, and we end up packing brand 5 packet of chow mains. And meanwhile, kids are like so demanding, and I can still see that visual and feel that emotion. मेरा भाई भी है वहाँ, मेरी बहन भी है, और चम्मच भी चाहिए, हरी भी चाहिए चटनी, लाल भी चटनी चाहिए. I was like so happy, and I actually forget everything. I forget that I was diagnosed with cancer. I was in the moment at that time, and then I share same incident with my mother. I was like, Mama, ये हुआ आज, और trust me, मैं बिल्कुल भूल गई कि मुझे कैंसर है. Can we do this? So my mother is like, ठीक है, अगर आपको खुशी मिलती है, so we'll start doing whatever we can do from home. Because I was not financially that strong, brand. So we we start this with 5 chapati rolls with the fold of some vegetable inside. Sometimes we do paratha with pickle like. So I don't know when and where it reached within no time. Trust me, we started with 5 meals. We served during the COVID 10,000 meals every day. And till now, we serve more than 2.5 million meals.
Wow.
Pan India. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow. I mean, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it continues, right?
It continues. Somehow, meals of happiness also motivate me to start Can Heal. There's a reason because, we have witnessed lots of underprivileged cancer patients who don't have any support. So when COVID happened, we sponsored 3 cancer surgeries at that time. 1 from Bhopal, 2 from Delhi. And, this Can Heal is already in my mind. And I thought how we can help more people, because I was not, as I told you, I'm not so much financially strong at that time. So, we thought we can do something commercially, and whatever profit come out of that, we can help cancer patients. So somehow everything is, related, and every achievement is motivating me to reach to another level actually.
Do you get any time to spend with yourself?
Yes.
You do?
Yes. Right.
With the amount of things you're doing, that's a really difficult thing to imagine, that you actually get Anchal time.
Okay.
Time where you can sit with yourself and just be yourself. And I'm tempted to ask you, when you get this time, which you say you do get, what are the things you like to do?
I like almost everything. I like adventure a lot. I have a fare with lots of things like hike, biking, swimming, and trekking. And trust me, post cancer, I'm doing everything. First thing, after finishing my cancer treatment, after just 15-20 days, I went to Goa. I did all the water rides, which I have a fare. Then I'm learning a bike already. I can say I can ride a bike.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good.
Then the cycling. And recently last week I was doing my trekking also at almost 20,000 of altitude. So yes, I do love adventure.
You love adventure, but you have a fear, right?
I do have a
Whether it is for heights or whether it is for water. And your approach is, when you get free time,
Okay.
you take on those challenges to overcome fear.
Yes.
I was going to say you are inspirational to me, but I wonder whether I want to do that. I might kill myself in double quick time. Speaking of killing yourself, while we were chatting, we had this little incident that you explained about you and your partner, your current partner, Shoaib.
Yes.
And tell us about how you all met, because talking about doing things on the side, I thought that was such a lovely story. So
Yes.
just spend a little time telling us about that.
Okay, so today is a day to count my blessings again, I believe. So he's another blessing in my life. Brian, he approached me when, people are leaving hope, and leaving hope as they will get married post-cancer. And I witnessed something, it's very painful for me more than the cancer, that our society is still living in the world where they actually give divorce to their newly married wives just because who will take care of the expenses. And they have this thing in their mind, their future child will maybe hereditary, or he have this thing that in their gene that cancer aa sakta hai because mother had a cancer history. It's very shameful. It's very, very shameful. And on the other side, Shoaib came in my life. He met me in the gym, and he saw me doing a hip thrust with 60 kgs. And
he was a trainer, right?
He was a trainer. He teaches a dance, and so he saw me. At that time, I don't have any hair, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, nothing. And it was like, who's this girl? And he's a biker too, by the way. Huh?
Oh,
he loved doing the
good boy.
biking. So he thought I'm a biker. And he asked someone like, who's she? And somebody told, she's Anchal. And he asked, is she biker? No, sir, she's going through cancer, but ma'am is coming here every day. So he got impressed. He was like, I can't even imagine that you are dealing with cancer. And when he is like after me, I got confused. I was like, yeah, he's a good looking guy. Why he's after me? And on the other side, there are
You're a good looking lady, Anchal.
Thank you for the compliment. But there are lots of females, Brian, after him, girls. And I was like, why he's approaching me and why he's so desperate to, have me. So I told him, listen, Shoaib, I don't know how much time I have and I don't know what's going to happen next in my life. So he said something very beautiful, which actually connect me and I can't say no to him. He said, Anchal, maybe you know the date of dying and I don't know that date. Let's walk together.
Oh, man.
Yes. So, and he actually stand on his words. He's taking care of me like a princess. Since then, we are going and doing lots of counseling of those people who are dealing with bad relationships. And, we are trying to convince society that cancer is a disease. Please take it like that. It's not it's not something that person will definitely die. It's your belief which make them weak and which, make them feel victimized. Don't do that.
Say that line again that he said to you. Say it again.
So he said, Anchal, maybe you know the date of dying and I don't know that date. Let's walk together.
Fantastic. Fantastic. I mean, I keep saying inspirational. It's inspirational and beyond, Anchal. You're creating a very purpose for life. In my books, and I'm sure in very, very many of the people's books who are watching this show. And I'm tempted to ask you a cliched question. Let me do it. We all go through life. We all go through our ups and downs. We go through experiences, hopefully learnings as a result of those experiences. We have beautiful people around us. But all of us have this one thought, this one sharing that we want to tell the person around us or persons around us. I'm sure, given the colorful life that you've led, you have a certain something that you'd like to share with the world around you.
Yes.
Oh, there is. Okay. I'm very sure there is. I'm sure you will have to decide between which of the 20 lessons I want to share with people. But I can't wait to hear your message to the world.
So, Brian, I have a long list, but I will not say everything here. But one thing I always tell and wanted to tell society, that cancer is not a curse. Please don't make them feel as a victim and, embrace your pain. And when you embrace your pain, trust me, life becomes beautiful. So, yes, please don't make them feel victimized because they are just dealing with the disease that is also for a time being. That's all.
If ever any one of you were wondering at the top of the show, when I said my guest is unstoppable, I don't need to convince you about it, do I? I mean, these are stories, these are people that we all need to know about. And I'm going to say something that I don't normally say on the show. For reasons way beyond Tellis Like It Is, share this story. Because I'm sure, like Anchal said, even if one person holds on to this story and it makes for a better life for them, it's worth it. On behalf of all of us at Tellis Like It Is, we feel absolutely validated in our purpose today. Thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you, Anchal, for joining us. It's truly been a privilege.
Same here, Brian.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks.